Now let's talk comics. A group of young creatives in Lagos, Nigeria's commercial capital, are using Africa's superheroes to retell African stories. They are doing this by producing amazing comics like this and publishing them online. In this story, Just Nigeria's Seun looks at how their effort is changing negative stereotypes about the African continent and its people. Have a look.
With telling African stories, I wanted it to be authentic.
There's a movement for Pan-Africanism or Africanism that's going on. In history, we're told that the greatest man-made structure is the walls of China, which is a lie. The greatest man-made structures is actually the walls of Benin, which was burnt down not once, not twice, but 3 to 4 times over every time it was built. This is a structure that in any European country, in any Western country, did not exist at that time. I used to create a lot of Western heroes. I had a list of heroes in a book that was 3,000 characters long, and all of them are Western heroes. And a friend asked me, like, why aren't there any Nigerian heroes? And that single question there set me on this path.
I kept seeing negative stuff on TV. You know, the Western media really tried to, or let me not say really tried, most of what was interesting for them was the negative Nigeria. And I thought it was time for us to change that narrative.
It's a genre of storytelling that tries to depict Africans, Black people, people of color in the future in a either utopian or dystopian type of setting, right? It's also a way of bringing a ray of hope in a continent that is seen as kind of hopeless.
Since 2010, it has been so exciting. We decided to officially register the business in 2013 because the whole world was crazy about superhero that year. Man of Steel was about to come out, and I took it as a big opportunity to launch our comic book.
I'm currently working on a genre called tribal punk, and it's a genre that tries to envision Africa without interference from colonialism or colonizers. It's how Africa would have progressed naturally with sci-fi and technology and things like that.
I want people to be able to question my work and say, who did this? Where did this come from? And when they do find out, I want them to be shocked and wild and marvel that, wow, such a beautiful thing can come from Africa.
There are few Afrofuturistic media out there, so I'm just playing my part. I'm just putting it out there for future generations to see.
So there's pressure to get it right. I've had instances where someone will call me out and say, okay, that particular symbol you used is not the correct symbol. And I'm like, I thought I was the only one that knew this. So how do you guys know about this and you've been keeping quiet?
The same way you see a lot of kids being influenced by Western icons like Superman, Batman, is the same way I want kids around the world to also want to be influenced by our characters like Ajay, Ireti, and Shango.
A creative way to tell the stories of African gods, so to speak, or superheroes.